with this, this is everything is so dark. So both of you mentioned manifestations. So, Phil, what are you talking about when you mention manifestations?
Yeah, let me start on that, and then I'll pass it over to Jake. But what happened was we were doing a series on the various sins in our culture. We wanted to address these things biblically. And I asked Jake, I said, hey, go to the youth, and I want you to poll the youth and find out what are the sins that they're dealing with. And he did that. We ended up with this list, and we put, based on how many times that sin came up, we put the highest amount of references to it at the top of the list, and then went down until it was like, okay, well, only one person brought this up. At the top of the list was the sin of manifestation. And then what I did was I went to the adults in the congregation, and I told them, I said, hey, this is the number one sin that your kids are saying they're dealing with. You know what it is? Manifestation. How many of you know what this is? Not one hand went up. Nobody knew what this was, and yet it was one of the top sins that the youth were dealing with. And so I'm going to let Pastor Jake talk about what this sin is, because it's very, very prevalent among America's youth.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's this new age movement that we could call a law of attraction. And it's this belief that you can essentially speak things into existence, right? It's you can have these positive or these negative thoughts, this energy, right? These young people are all about good energy, and you direct this energy basically into the universe. And the idea is that you think that you can literally manifest something to be. You can speak something into existence, and it's inspired just by all kinds of wickedness. It's these philosophical traditions and these old things, and really they believe that the power is in your own hands, right? There's so many young people that think, okay, so if I do this, I have the power in my hands, and I can literally make this happen in my own life. And what's happened is people buy into that, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna speak this into existence. And now all of a sudden they pump up themselves so much, and they become self-made. They become, I did this, me. It's all about me. And really it's just, it's wickedness. And you look at, at least for me, I think about, okay, all of these junior hires and high schoolers, where are they spending a lot of their time? And a lot of them are on TikTok, TikTok or of course all social media, Instagram or Snapchat or all these things. But TikTok by large has a ton of users on there. Just to understand the demographic of TikTok, there's 60% of the TikTok users are Gen Z, right? So they're really young people. 62% are between the ages of 10 and 29. So that gives you an idea of the majority of the demographics on there. Well, you go on TikTok today and you look at this manifestation stuff. If you just up the hashtag manifestation, it's got 29.4 billion views on videos about manifestation. 29.4 billion. That is a lot, a lot of views.
That's a lot of views.
And and I compared it to the last time. Yeah, I compared it to the last time I looked it up, and it's an increase of about 1.1 billion views per month since the last time that I looked at it. So how many people are learning about how they can basically become what their version of God? Okay, I can speak things into existence. Last time I checked, God was the only one that could speak things into existence, but they think they can do that. And there's 1.1 billion views going out per month just on TikTok alone about how people can do this.
Yeah, it's just nuts. Interesting you mentioned this manifestations. My mind immediately went to Kenneth Copeland, and these preachers who have been saying this based on their false interpretation of the Bible. So you see, this has already been going on within the church, and many whole denominations teach this kind of nonsense. Terrible. It's no wonder that when you look at Satan in the garden, the serpent in the Garden of Eden says to Eve, did God really say that? He doesn't want you to eat of the fruit that's in the tree of the midst of the garden, because he knows you'll be like God. And this, it's these lies that are being told to people, and they believe it, and without having any correct biblical context. What a mess.